Hey guys, it is Wednesday, January the 25th. We're at Keystone right now. And instead of snowboarding, I'm gonna do a video that I've not done in a while on the channel. I think actually the last one I did was in this parking lot. Let's do a tour video. I looked out this morning and beside me, there was a bus. I've already struck up a conversation, asked if we could see inside. He said, sure. His name's Ethan, let's take a look at it. Can we come in?
You sure can.
See your rig. So right in the door, we've got a wood stove right here. I noticed that it's all trimmed out in wood. Tell us your story. What's the deal with it? When did you start? How long have you been doing it? How long did it take you to build it out? Then we'll go through all the others.
I started this in winter of 2019, right before COVID started.
Okay.
So it's just like the perfect time for it. So I was already planning on going into isolation for a couple of years anyway to build it. So
Perfect.
moved to my dad's in Kentucky, started building out on it, learned pretty much everything from YouTube. Let me adjust this real quick. There we go.
The wood stove cooking in here.
Oh yeah. Now it's heating up. But then just kept on working at that.
How long did it take you to build it out?
It was about a year and a half of solid work.
Okay.
1,112 hours because I counted every 8 hours.
Sweet.
So,
all right.
I documented the whole thing on my Instagram.
Awesome. And I'm assuming that's the Bud Bus. We saw the logo on the back.
Bud the Bus.
Or Bud the Bus. How many gallons of fresh water do you have?
I'll show you right here. It's all inside to keep it from freezing out here. So I've got 16 gallons of fresh water right here and 16 gallons of gray water. And that just can drain out the bottom via this valve right here.
Oh, so you don't even have to go outside to drink.
Nope.
I don't know if I've mentioned it in any of these tour videos or not. I looked this up whenever I was doing my own research. If you have a tank like this, it is illegal to dump it on BLM land and stuff like that. Now, if you do not have the tank, if you bypass the tank with a straight pipe out, that is legal. The reason why is the tank can grow invasive algae that are not there naturally. A straight pipe out does not. So if you're watching this video with intents of building something yourself, there's a tip. So what do you have in here for battery power?
So I got this 200 amp hour lead acid battery right here, and like this solar controller panel right here. They gave me a whole kit with it, with the solar panels and all that stuff, and the solar controller came bad, so it wouldn't stop charging the battery even when it was full.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so I caught it pretty quick. That's also why I add like this breaker, the fuse, and all that kind of stuff, so I can just, if I have that problem again with the solar controller, I can just hit that, stop everything.
Right.
But that thing, I texted, or not texted, but I messaged Renogy about it because I wasn't sure exactly what it was, because they said the whole kit is with a Renogy, like solar controller. And it was Amazon, so it's like, all right, we'll send you another battery. And I was like, all right, I don't think that's a problem at all, but I'll take another battery. It's like a $400 battery. So I was like, sure. And so they sent me another battery, and it was having the same problem. So I was like, listen, guys, again, I'm pretty sure it's a solar controller here. And so finally, all right, I guess we'll send you another one. And they sent me this upgraded one from HQST.
Sweet.
So yeah, that was really nice.
Another tip, you can watch as many videos as you want. You're not going to fully understand, learn, and know your solar capacity, your battery capacity, or any of that until you just live it.
Pretty much, yeah. You can do all the math you want, but because it's different whenever you're actually living it on the road.
Well, I have people ask me all the time, what size system do I need? Well, what all are you going to run? How long are you going to run it? How long do you expect to be without running a generator?
Yep.
Are you going to also charge off of your alternator? There are so many factors. The only way you're actually going to learn this is to play and to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and warn you, it's probably not going to go right the first time. You're going to have issues. Everybody does.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea to oversize head plate.
Yep.
So
what is this? This is actually a new one on me. This charger right here. Does that go straight from your generator to your batteries?
That goes through a plug that's outside, right through my dresser right here, right under my clothes. It's out the door, and I plug it in right here. Okay. So I plug it into the generator, I can plug it into a wall, plug it in anywhere from electric source.
So this is wired down through this cabinet, and that is this wire we're looking at here?
Absolutely, just runs right behind here.
Okay.
Right into there.
So you just have, this is your generator plug right here then?
Yep.
Okay.
And this can also like have another plug on it, so if I want to run like a space heater on low or something like that.
Cool. So what kind of rate does this charge at?
It's a 25 amp charger.
Okay.
I had a 10 amp charger, but on the screen it only said it ever did more than 8 amps, and it just took, if it was empty battery, probably a couple of days to really charge it.
Okay. So we have a wood stove here. What is your wood stove?
The Woodsman, what is the name? Northwoods Fabrication Woodsman stove. And I got a pellet insert in there, so I'm not really running actual wood.
Sweet.
I really need to de-ash it, that's for sure.
You're the only person I've ever seen with a recliner in their rig.
That's right. I made it as open space as possible because I didn't like the cramped feeling like a lot of them had.
Right.
And like, that's why I made it with the white ceiling, so it felt a little more open. I thought about insulating the floor, but I didn't want to lose the ceiling space, but I definitely should have because it's cold as shit on the floor, for sure.
Do you have a diesel heater in here?
Well, just the wood stove, and I have a little buddy heater right there.
Okay.
So when I wake up in the morning to a cold bus, because this thing doesn't run all night, probably on 4 hours max.
Right.
And then I have that right next to me. I just turn that on a few minutes before I get out of the hammock here, because I don't have a mattress. All the hammock.
Sweet. Hammock every night?
Every night.
Awesome.
Sometimes I'm just flopping into something big, but it's much better for my back. I've noticed that. There we go. Right over here, got a hook. Both of these are drilled through the actual chassis of the bus, so there's no worry of them actually like coming out. They're, I think, about 500-pound rated hooks. And this is
Because it's
400-pound
cold,
rated
you've
hammock.
got all kinds of insulation on here too.
Yeah, I've got a double insulated underquilt right there, so I can also pop this out whenever it's a little bit warmer. And then I have a comforter on top. You can just tuck right between the hammock there. And this is an air pad, just like kind of spread the pressure out between your shoulders.
Okay.
That helps a lot. So I definitely tricked this hammock out to make it almost as comfy as a mattress. And it's, like I said, I was telling him, it's just way better for my back for sure.
So instead of a Murphy bed or anything, it's what he sleeps in full time.
That's how I made such an open space floor plan in here. We have the
Awesome.
full bathroom, we got all that stuff. Nice kitchen. I could use for a little bit more counter space, but I can just flip that down and be fine.
Well, you have a lot. I mean, for a short bus, there's a lot of room. There's 4 of us in here right now, and we're not cramped.
Don't even get me started. I stayed for a week in Chicago, and one of the nights we slept about 9 people in here because
Oh,
I
man.
made it so that you can fit a bunch of air mattresses on the floor.
Okay.
So I was still comfy as a bug, right in this hammock, just hanging over everyone. Everyone else hated it though. They were not.
That is
Just
awesome.
stuffed in here.
So you got hammock space, you got couch space here. I'm assuming this is a table.
That is a table. I'll show you under the couch here because that's also more storage. So I put a bunch of stuff in there. I got my workout equipment. I
Okay.
got some thing just folds right down for this carabinger, and just pinned by the chains back there, and it's supported by these steel braces I have on the bottom.
Okay.
So I just drop down like that. Got a table.
The steel braces are, that's a smart addition because
Right.
everybody uses this chopping block, and over time they start separating.
That's something I noticed. Yeah, there are a couple little cracks because I kind of cut this down, especially with this edge here, which kind of
Right.
unsealed the edge, which is why I resealed it with polyurethane again. And then I added those steel braces so you can just stick a nice quad on it and be fine. I got a tiny shower. I got a little bit much stuff there to really get in there for you.
Well, I think every video I have done, everyone's shower is full of clutter.
It's a nice closet.
Yeah, everybody
It's
uses it for
definitely a nice
closet.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely doubles the stuff. But like I made it from scratch, like as up to plumbing code as I could. So I put down like the whole liner. I got a concrete like base, what's that called? That base slope, something like that.
Right.
Down to like this drain I have. I had it covered with this mat I have. So it's just a hole straight down into like the ground. There's no
Right.
tank under there.
Okay.
And so that kind of keeps it from being like drafty. And the setup I have here is no hot water heater. So I take the pan I have, probably like a, I don't know what it's called, like a Dutch oven pan or something like that.
Yeah.
And I fill it up with water, put it on here, fill this up with water from this bag. It's just a shower bag. It's about 5 gallon.
Right.
And this is a 5 gallon, what's it called? Like serve yourself buffet tray.
Okay.
You see in there, which I built a box around. And so you just keep on heating that pot of water up about 5-6 times until this is hot enough. Just keep on emptying it out in here, then dipping it in, getting some cool water out again.
Okay.
And that takes about half an hour off the generator
All right.
because I don't have any inverters in here. It's all 12 volt.
All 12 volt.
All 12 volt. So I just have these little, I'll just pull this down again.
So how are you running your AC? I see back there then. Is that off the generator, I'm
Generator.
assuming? Okay.
Yep. I don't use it that much. Usually I'll just use Max Air fan, open a window, and this screen that I made, like right here. Just put that
Okay.
out the window.
Sweet.
But yeah, I've got these outlets all over the bus. So right above the dresser here, I've got some extra storage just for my motorcycle helmet. Like I've got a motorcycle on the back.
Saw that.
And I've got like a inflatable boat and a duffel bag like behind my spare tire.
Oh,
and
sweet.
I've got like all my scooters. Got a dirt scooter, snow scooter, regular scooter, all in like that bag on top.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Along with a bunch of other stuff in there. That store my other torch in here for the wood stove. Right in here. The vitamin cabinet on top, and under that is a Brita filter that pulls out.
Okay.
So that's how I get all my fresh water. Put this up. This is my full kitchen. It was made out of a top of a toolbox, so like a Craftsman toolbox that came with the bus.
Okay.
So it was like
Cool.
partially created by like this old mechanic. He used it to tow his car to racetracks and sleep in it for the night.
Oh,
So
awesome.
it's like very rough in here, but I reused a lot of the stuff from it.
Pretty large sink.
Oh yeah, it's a full-size sink. That's probably a.
I see a 12-volt cooler down here for a fridge.
Say I can't remember how many quarts it is, but holds more than enough for me.
What brand is this one?
Bouge RV.
Bouge RV.
Oh yeah.
How much is that one?
I think it was like 300.
Okay, not too bad.
It's reasonable for a 12-volt fridge anyway.
Very reasonable compared to a Dometic.
Yes, exactly. Who knows how much longer Dometic will last, but this one's been doing just fine for me.
Awesome.
I had another one for a couple of years, not a Bouge RV, but also just like some cheap brand.
Right.
It lasted, yeah, at least 3 years. It was
Sweet.
solid for the
That's
money.
well worth the money then.
Yeah, this one was an upsize, so I can hold a lot more now.
Awesome.
Over here is just more storage for food.
Okay.
Just did what I could in there. I had to cut out this entire part of the cabinetry for the kitchen just so my hammock could swing around.
Right.
Yeah. Pick up more right here. Tons of canned food storage.
This is awesome. I had this idea because it's funny seeing the recliner. I had a recliner in my house that I was like religious about, and I was going to build
So
my
nice.
van to where I could set the recliner in there and
Yep.
have like a Murphy bed style.
Mhm.
And it ate up enough space that I was like, man, I'm either gonna have to leave toys behind or the recliner.
I definitely made it so I can only fit a small recliner, but
Right.
this is like the absolute max size. Because I've had 3 different recliners in here. I just go to like the art thrift store and like see what could fit better. Because my dog didn't like the small one I had before this,
Okay.
and like it's like $8 for a new recliner, so I'll just keep on switching them out.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Exactly.
So let's see your composting toilet. How does this work?
Absolutely. So I need to actually install these new tanks that look like they're going to be a perfect size for it. 'Cause right now I'm just using a 2-gallon bucket. But right under here, I'll just take this off. There's that urine bucket I was telling you about.
Okay.
And I just cover it with this footstool because it's a pretty tall thing, so you want to put your foot on something.
Right.
And right here is just a cover for the toilet. Opens up right under there. I won't show you because, like yours.
Has something in it.
But yeah.
It's just a wooden
Like
box.
that. Wooden box with a 5-gallon bucket in there with the urine diverter built onto it.
Okay.
And that just goes right on top. Makes it look like just a normal chair built into the wall.
Sweet.
And on this side is that composting like material storage that I was telling you about. Right down in there. So you can fit a whole bunch of stuff in there. I only go there like every 6 months to fill up again.
Right.
So I don't really worry about it too much.
The Nature's Head toilet that everybody raves over, one of the features of it is it has a DC fan on it that pulls air into the toilet from inside the room and pushes it out the vehicle through a hose that you install. He said that he created his own system. How did you do it?
So pretty much what I did is I put a computer fan in the back wall of it. That's my exhaust fan. And in the hole I drilled a hole. Sorry, in the floor I drilled a hole. And so it just exhausts or pulls in the air from the floor up through the toilet, then out the wall again, instead of actually going from the inside of the room and exhausting that out. So that keeps it warmer in here because it's not just taking your warm air, drawing it right outside, and it keeps its own little system in there.
So what sparked that conversation is when we were talking about this Max Air fan. I explained that the Max Air fan pulls hard enough that it overpowers the fan that is on my Nature's Head toilet, and it'll actually pull the nasty smells into the van sometimes.
Yeah, and right here, this was a handicap bus, so I can just open this up
Oh wow.
for like really nice views and all that.
From here, I didn't even realize that was a door.
Right? I just built it to look like the wall.
Right, you did a good job of making it blend in.
Thanks, man.
I see a handle on the back also. Does that back open also?
It does also open, but I have all that stuff back there,
Right,
so I have to
right.
remove it all first. But like I removed those bus door handles and replaced them with just these regular deadbolts to make it a lot easier to work.
Okay. Let's see how that looks.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you scabbed it out with wood, and then that's how your deadbolt works?
Mm-hmm. The entire thing is framed behind the walls.
Okay. Awesome.
Got the toaster oven right here. They can fit like full-size frozen pizzas and all that stuff. Just runs off the generator for both these things. Got the induction cooktop. I love that thing. That's actually how I heat up my water for the shower so quickly.
Right.
Otherwise, it'd probably take at least an hour if it was just a regular cooktop.
Induction is a whole lot faster. I know
So
a lot
much
of people
better.
are using it.
Yeah. This actually also came with the bus. Just a shelf built on these little dog leash springs.
Okay.
So that works pretty well. I just painted it that color so it matched the ceiling. Let's see.
Ventilation, is that a Max Air fan here?
It is a Max Air fan. Just covered it up with this big insulation.
Okay.
Looks like regular. If I use it while the stove is running, they'll just suck smoke right out of it. So I gotta open the window if I'm gonna do that.
Right. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you showing us around.
Anytime. I was glad to see your van too. It's really nice in there.
Yeah. Well, that'll wrap this one up. We'll see you guys on the next one.